Space with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cyber Trading University. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out, I think just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving you finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Fausto from Cyber Trade University. Let me get a little chat back. If you could hear me loud and clear, just get a hello. Let's see if everybody can hear okay. Good to see you very much. Thanks a lot, Larry, Kevin. Karen, good to see you. Dana, good everyone, and welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little video we just played. We just wanted to give you a little sample of what people experience being part of the family of Cybertrade University and see how we change their lives. You know, there's a lot of us out there that want to do this, and you probably didn't find the right person, or you're still looking around seeing what's the right fit. Well, hopefully today is going to be your last webinar that you're going to move forward with any other school, or maybe it's about time that you're going to say, you know what, I've been doing it on my own. I think it's time I should probably start learning from someone that really knows what he's doing. But most importantly, surround myself with a good community of traders, because what I'm about to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to learn today is you're going to find that what you've learned in the past is going to be quite disturbing, because there's a lot of what you're doing now is not what you should be doing. And I'm here and I'm very excited to invite you all because to show you what trading is all about, because the reason why I'm here is I'm looking for traders I could train that I could work with. Okay. But before I do that, and before I waste anybody's time, you know, I want to tell you a little bit about Cybertrade University. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, because believe it or not, I'm probably very similar to a lot of you out there in this world. And you know what? If you like trading and you're seeing the opportunity, well, there's only one way to do it. Surround yourself with good traders, learn how to do it the right way, and take it to that next level. So today, what topic I'm going to talk about is how to follow the big traders, the big money in the traders. It's a great topic. It's one of our popular topics. And I feel, let me do it again and tell everybody and teach everyone a little bit about it. Now, in this presentation, we're going to do about an hour, okay? And I'm going to try to answer some questions. We have staff that is logged in, and they'll answer some questions as we go along. If I sit here and answer questions, we'll go for 2-3 hours, and I don't want to go too long. I know other people got other things to do. I want to get right to the point and show you exactly how trading changed my life and how I could hopefully do the same thing for you. So I just want to kind of just bring something really quick. Let's look at this example right here, and let me get my little crayons really quick. Let me just get something here. All right. So what chart is easier to read? Chart number 1 or chart number 2? Let's have a little fun here. Let's see you guys answer this question. Chart number 1 or chart number 2? So we're going to do a lot of polling and have a little fun and kind of compare everybody. Okay, so guess what? If you said chart number 1, congratulations, you're all right. Sam was the only one that said chart number 2. Okay, listen, let me put it this way, all right? If I drew a trend line, here's your support, here's your resistance. Here's your support, you know, this is probably going to be a resistance. Resistance is at 9, support levels are right around below around 8. You know, around that 825. Did you need a Bollinger Band? Did you need a MACD? Did you need an RSI to tell you that? Listen, if you're sick and tired of someone coming out there and constantly keep telling you why their indicator is better than the next person's indicator, and then this other person explains that this indicator is better than that one, well, how about we just keep things simple? Because what you're looking at right now is a waste of your time. How do I know that? Because I was trained by the best traders in the world. And where are they located? Right here in New York City. I was a market maker. I'm one of the original day traders, one of the original So's band that's been around for 25 years. And listen, what I'm about to teach you is basically what every Wall Street trader does here in New York, and which a lot of you probably doing it. And I'm going to answer and tell you what that is. But before I do that, I want to ask everybody a question. We're going to do a poll. Just let me know, what kind of trader are you? You see a little poll popping up on the right. Are you a stock trader, options trader, futures, Forex? Are you an investor? What kind of trader are you? Let's see how that goes. And I'm going to share this with all of you. Yes, Ambrose, there's going to be a replay. There will be a replay, so don't worry about that. All right, so let me end this poll. All right, and let me share it with all of you. So basically, just to let you guys know, we see a lot of stock traders and options traders. Now, that's great. Now, let me just tell you something. I'm actually a day trader. Now, what is a day trader? A day trader makes his day for the day, and he's done. That's it. Like I trade today, I traded TCAT. I did pretty well with that. What else did we traded did pretty well? I think was it SPRT? I mean, it doesn't matter what I trade. Day trading is you're in and out the same day. You don't care what the stock is doing. You don't want to know what the company's doing. You just want to make your day's pay, and that's it. You could sleep at night. You could, you have to worry about overnight positions. Now, if you want to be a swing trader, that's awesome. Yeah, then you're going to need indicators. But when you hold positions overnight, more risk. And obviously, you can make more money, but there's more at risk. Then you have options trading, which options is great. But the problem with options is how could you be a good options trader if you don't even know what the stock is doing? If you knew what the stock was doing, then you'll know what option to trade. So believe it or not, most traders on Wall Street are day trading. So if you're looking to day trade, Glenn, you say you're a day trader, that's great. But if you're doing more than using more than all these bells and whistles and these crystal balls these people are popping you, or if you're sick and tired going on this, let me just change the slide here really quick. Clear all. Got to get my right thing. If you're sick and tired of seeing these people telling you, oh, he's got the best thing that's going to make you $1 gazillion, hopefully it's going to be a last time. Next thing I want to point out, which one's easier to read? Number one, let me draw a hairline right here. Number one, or I got the wrong lines, or number two. Look at it. You got all these crazy indicators here. You got all this. I mean, it's like I'm landing the space shuttle. What am I looking over here? All I'm looking at is buyers and sellers. I see people, how many shares they want to buy and how many shares they want to sell. That's it. Are you sick and tired of having people to make them sound so great that they're predicting the future every time? Well, how about let's stop worrying about the past. Let's start predicting the future. And the future is following the orders. That's it. You can't follow orders on all this crazy indicator stuff. It doesn't work. Trust me. Okay, I've been there, I've done it, and I failed miserably. And back then, I was an ignorant 22-year-old kid. I'm 50 years old in about another 2 weeks, by the way. Thank you very much. And with all that experience, I realized on the first day in the job, I should have never did this. I should have just taught and did what I was taught when I was taught. I realized that that's all I needed was follow the orders. I didn't need all this special software and this special indicators. And that's, it's got a sexy story to it. It sounds great, but it doesn't work for day trading. So let me stop the poll here and let me just clear this out. And let me show you something else. Let me show you something right here. Well, thank you very much, Charles. We are looking at the New York Stock Exchange floor. Okay, can you guys tell me how many charts do you see on all these monitors? Can anybody tell me how many charts do you see? See any charts? Where are the charts? Oh, it got a little something like that. I don't know what that is right there. You see any charts? Zero. A big fat zero. By the way, I had a cocktail reception to my students down at New York Stock Exchange. It was awesome. But I actually got the book right here too. Come to think of it. Some people are like, nah, you didn't do that. Yep, there it is right there. Hopefully everybody can see that. I think I even got a nice cool picture out there. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to show you this. It was a tour that I did of all New York Stock Exchange. We did a tour down. You could see this of the Federal Reserve. We saw almost $1 trillion in gold. Took them all down there. What else do we have? Here's the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. We were down there, all that good stuff. Anyway, I brought them down there for one reason, not to have this great time and everything else, to show them this is what the traders on the floor are doing, okay? They're following the money. So let me clear this out and let me tell you what we're going to do. I want you to forget about what you've learned and heard about people watching on YouTube and all these infomercials, and everyone's trying to sell you and show off their nice fancy cars and stuff. What I do when I teach my traders is I'm not here to brag. We don't talk about money. First, I think that's egotistical. Okay. I know, it helps things make better, but you have to put yourself in a league where some of us just would just be happy to make a day's pay. I don't know, making 50 cents on 1,000 shares, making $100,000 salary is great. Do you really like to hear someone brag about, oh, I made $40,000 today? Oh, I lost 20,000. How about this? Can you lose 20,000? Can you even lose 1,000? How about even 200? So don't worry about what you've been convinced or see on YouTube. It's time to go and talk about today. So before I get into it, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. And then I want to tell you about the history about myself and why I'm here today. Because I get people that ask me this all the time. Fausto, if you're such a great trader, why do you teach? That's a great question to ask everybody else. But I tell you why I teach. I teach because the way I was trained, you have to surround yourself with good traders. And I teach traders. I taught so many traders that I made them very, very wealthy, and they've gone on and they have taught other people, started different schools. There's a lot of schools out there. There are graduates of Cybertrain University, some of my instructors. But let me tell you a little bit about how I got to where I am today. Here's my parents. My parents are immigrants from Italy. I'm first generation Italian. And they came to America for a better life, which we all know that's what America is known for. And, I actually just put this picture together, and my dad just passed away about 2 years ago. And, he was a very hard worker. My parents came here with less than $20 in their pocket. They worked very, very hard. They tried to spend a lot of time with us, but you know what? They came here because they left what happened, in Europe to come here for the opportunity of what America offers. So what happened over the years is that my dad says, listen, go out there and, find a job that's going to pay you a very good salary that you could actually spend more time with your family and do things, that you always want to do with them. Because let me tell you, I think the greatest thing about, spending time with my family is that I have a job where I can spend the time with them and I can travel with them and I can do the things with them. I mean, how many of you here are retired and worrying about Social Security is not going to pay enough, or living off your pension? Like, my God, people are living longer. Is it going to last? How many, or maybe you want to just take care of your grandkids because you want to help your kids out so they could pay for their college. I think the reason why I've been married for over 23 years is because I was a professional trader, because I was able to spend more time with them and have my wife stay home and take care of my kids. Which, by the way, tomorrow I'm actually going to drop both of my sons there, Alex and Max, at the same college at Delaware University, which is going to be quite depressing for my wife, though, believe it or not. One's a senior, one's a freshman. So that's going to be a fun experience. But that's my lovely family. I want to share them with you because the way I built and have grown over the years is because what my dad taught me. He says, go out there, find a job that's going to pay you a lot of money, and trust me, you'll have a better life with your family. Now, that's how I got into the trading business, because New York, obviously, we're very well known for great restaurants, the theater district, and the stock market, which is probably the most popular thing everybody knows New York about. And, listen, I was 19 years old. I went to school to be a landscape architect. I was top of my class, and I figured that I can't be rich doing that. So I have a couple of friends, fortunately, that introduced me into the business. I went out there, and that's how I became what I am. Now, how Cybertrain University became to what it is today is where I'm going to get into the education part of it. Okay. I was actually a prop trader, a proprietary trader. I was one of the original So's bandits. I don't know if you guys ever read any of the history books, but just like it was written in Forbes magazine, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street, I was actually one of those kids. When I started, there was probably about 1,000 day traders. Now there's over, I don't know, several 100,000. So you could look at me as being your great grandfather. I'm actually one of the pioneers who started the whole industry. I helped develop the ECNs that you traded today. I helped develop a lot of these brokerage firms, platforms that you trade off today. Okay. And trust me, 90% of what they sell you, you don't even need it. They're just trying to appease everyone else. Okay. So anyway, I founded Cybertrain University, and hopefully you guys are going to get the opportunity to come and see what it's like to be part of Cybertrain University. Is this. When I was a prop trader, believe it or not, I was basically semi-retired at the age of 24, which is really not healthy for a 24-year-old. And but I was a great trader. I was, working about 2 hours a day. I made my money, and that was it. The problem is, I didn't like splitting the profits. People don't like to pay for education or anything, or like, let me go open up a business. Let me try it before I actually go work for somebody. Well, it actually doesn't work very well. So that's why I got a job as a trader. What I found out is that I didn't want to keep splitting the profits with my firm. So I started. The only way I could go on my own is I had to teach people how to trade like me, and started my own little firm. But I didn't want to get into the brokerage business. I just wanted to start a community. So I started one of the first schools in the industry in trading. When I started, it was about maybe 3 or 4 of us. Actually, DTI was one of them. Some of you know Tom Busby. Oops. Tom Busby was actually one of them, a very good friend of mine. And what I did is I started the school. I started a trading room, which I'm going to invite every one of you to come in. And that's how I got into the education business, because if you teach people how to educate how to trade, you get to trade together and you get to make money together. That's how you become a very successful trader. And that's how Cybertrain University was born. So basically my goal is this. I'm going to hope that I'm going to get every single one of you to be one of these people at the end of today's presentation. So I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to get right into it. Now you know a little bit about me. Now let me tell you the philosophy and the style of how trading works, because it's time to forget about all those crystal balls out there and all those magic wand indicators. Now it's time to not focus on the past, but to focus on the future. So let's get started. This is what we're going to learn. I am going to teach you today how to find the best stocks that open the stock market, and where to find all these big movers. Why CTU students are so confident of buying and shorting stocks, which I know that is, a deer in the headlights of people have a lot of problem, and how we work together and find those big runners in the market at the right time and get out at the right time. Those are the big things we're going to learn today. So we did this poll really quick, so we know a little bit about what everyone is. Actually, they share that results. I didn't share. I'm sorry. There we go. So those are the results right there. Basically, what I'm going to show you is, once again, how to follow the big money. So like I told you, I like to day trade. And I like to day trade because, like, here's a stock overnight that went from $20 down to 10. Imagine losing 50%. And I know that happens. That's a mistake that happens. That's why I like day trading. Day trading is nice. You make your money, you get in, and that's it. But the thing is, a lot of us don't know how to day trade, or even how to swing trade properly, or options trade properly. So I want to do a quick poll really quick. And the poll up here that's coming up is this one. And oops. Oh, how many years you guys have in, actually, I'm not going to do the poll, but how many years you guys have in trading? A couple of months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, just out of curiosity. Can everybody just put in the chat room? 14 months, Glenn. Okay, 1 month. 1 day. All right, 10 years. Listen, great traders never stop learning, okay? That's the big thing. Listen, Tiger Woods has several coaches. Where's Tiger Woods, the best golfer in the world, needs a coach for? Well, that's basically how it works, So yesterday, let me talk about stock that we traded yesterday. Did you guys see the stock GOEV yesterday? Did anybody see the stock? It went from like $6 up to about $7.80, like that. I mean, just in 30 minutes, it literally ran from 6 to 7 in 30 minutes. 1,000 shares, $6,000 investment. Hell, if you got half that, that's about $100,000 salary, right? A couple of you did see it. Yes, the China EV stock. Yep, absolutely. Now, why did it go up? What made it go up? Who cares? all you care about is, did you make money on the trade? But most importantly, did you not lose money on the trade? How do you find stocks like this, like SPRT? Alex P made 33 cents. Brian made $1.45. You know, yet perfect timing when he got in, when he got out. You're going to meet Brian. You're going to meet Brian W. You're going to meet Alex P. Or how about this stock right here today? Did anybody see TCAT this morning? One of our big winners. Actually, there's a little delay. This stock actually went to $9. Charles Z got in at 605, got out at 655. 1,000 shares, 50 cents, $500, $100,000 salary. You're going to get to meet Charles Z. These are chats that were actually, we took clips of the trading room, the people that you're going to meet, the winners of the people that we taught how to find these stocks. So if some of you attended my event 2 weeks ago, my main focus was how to scan for these stocks, how to find them, right? Well, my goal today is not how to scan them and find them, but how to trade them. So how do 90% of the trades fail? Because they don't follow the big money. Let's get right into the big money. My question to you is this. Spirit jammed this morning, then topped at 14. Well, you know, it was a nice big runner. I mean, if you guys want to see what it looks like, here it is. It ran from 9 to 10, 11, all the way to almost $15. Not bad for a day's pay. I'll even show you on an intraday chart if you guys want to see that one. There it is. Look at that. $9 all the way up to about 14. Nice little move right there. Right, Michael? All right. Now, does anybody here know how to read level 2 quotes? Anybody here know how to read? Just give me a yes or no. Okay, got a lot of people saying yes. One people says no. Okay, so you know what? Wow, got a lot of no's. All right. Let me tell you the difference between level 1 quotes, level 2 quotes, then we're going to talk about level 3, and most importantly, level 4. Okay, so level 1. What is level 1? Level 1 is that little ticker that you see on the TV station on the bottom. When you look up a quote, you want to know, hey, what's the stock trading at? You know, like with SPRT. Oh, it's trading at $12. Okay, great. Well, who's buying it? Why 12? Why not 12.50? Where did that number come from? Well, that is level 1. That's the quote. Now, level 2, let me draw this up so you guys can follow. Level 2 is going to show you where the buyers are and where the sellers are. So the first column is giving you a 4-letter abbreviation of an exchange, meaning NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, EDGX, or a brokerage firm. The second column is telling you what price that stock is trading at that exchange. And the third column is telling you how many shares are looking to be bought at that price. So everything is multiplied by 100. Whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at is a big chat room. Basically, that's what it is. This is the problem with level 2. It's worthless. It's been outdated since the 90s. Why do you even have it? Well, you know what? It's very sexy. It's attractive. It's moving. It's glitzy. It's got numbers. It's got everything. But the most important thing to tell you is that it's not giving you the full depth of the orders. You see, you are only viewing the best buyer and the best seller at the NASDAQ, the best buyer and the best seller on the New York Stock Exchange, the best buyer and the best seller at a specific ECN, but there are other buyers and sellers there. So wouldn't you want to see all the buyers and all the sellers? Well, you can't on level 2. That's why it's outdated and it's worthless. So let's go and jump over here And now things are going to start getting a little interesting. Okay. So how do we know what's going up or going down? We have to use something that is going to give us more depth of value. So I want to do a poll really quick here. And my poll is this. Do you have level 3 quotes? So let's do that. Let's see if you got level 3 quotes. And be honest, listen, nobody's going to make fun of you. No one's going to rat you out. No one's going to tell your spouse. You know, just be honest with yourself. Just answer the question. You need to know why you're making money and why you're losing money and why you've been trained by someone that is just basically looks good on TV versus someone that really knows what he's doing. Okay. All right, good. We got a lot. Wow, that's good. We got a lot. All right, so I'm going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results with you. So you could see that 74% of you don't know, don't have it. 15% are not sure. So I'll take that as a no. It's not time in sales, by the way, Glenn. And 13% of you have it. Okay, so let me tell you, like I told you, trading is about an 80% failure rate, maybe a little bit higher. What you're about to see right now is now we're going to get into the core of the education, and you're going to see something that's going to blow your mind. Now, by the way, whatever I show you, I'm going to actually invite every single one of you to come into my trading room, and I'm going to show you this live, okay? And not for an hour and not for 2 hours, for 1 whole week, all right? I don't want to waste your time, my time. So listen very carefully, turn your TV off, stop playing with your cat or your dog, whatever it is, or eating your lunch. Pay attention, because now this is where things are going to get very serious. There's something called NASDAQ Total View. Now, at the end of this presentation, when you guys sign up and get ready to join my trading room, I'm going to play a video, which I'll just show you really quick, of something called on NASDAQ Trader. Hold on. We're going to play this video at the end while you guys register. Just let me just show you where it is. Right here. So here's an image of me actually at the NASDAQ Center. I was a regular guest before they closed down the NASDAQ because of COVID, specifically talking about NASDAQ Total View. Okay. Now, this is this is exchange. They want you to know how to trade their platform. That's what you're trading on. So let me explain to you what it is. These are the buyers. Stop sharing this. Let me get my crayon here. These are your buyers once again, and these are your sellers. What you're seeing is 3 columns, like in level 2. You're seeing orders, shares, and price. The difference here is that on level 2, you're only seeing this buyer and this seller. On NASDAQ Total View, you're seeing all the buyers and all the sellers. So you're seeing literally over maybe 20 to 50 times more data than you'll see on level 2. It's the same exact thing. Whoever wants to buy for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less is down at the bottom. Same thing here. Whoever wants to buy for more money is on the bottom. Sell their shares for least is up on top. Who wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. Now, how do we utilize this data? Okay, what does this really tell us? Because this is really confusing. Seeing a lot of numbers, you're like, how do I know what I'm looking at? I get it. I've been there. I've done that. Well, the way it goes is this. 95% of this is all smoke and mirrors. What you want to look for is this. Big block iceberg orders. This is what you're looking for. Big orders. Now, I have a question for all of you. By the way, if you can't answer this question, you should quit trading, okay? And don't mind me be very brash. Don't just please, don't hold it against me. I just hate seeing people lose money. You know, I might get in your face, just, ruin your hair a little bit, but you know what? That's just the way I am. I don't know if this is the way I was raised, I living with an immigrant, but at the end of the day, last thing I want to see is anyone get hurt. Okay. I'm not the guy that's going to pat you in the back and say, hey, we'll get him next time, buddy. No, You don't do it again, and don't let these guys take advantage of you next time. So let me explain something to you. My question to you is this: how do stocks go up and down? Everybody should be able to answer that question. How do they go up and down? No, not volume. Sam says you're going to mess up my hair. Don't worry about that. Exactly. Everyone just write S&D or B or BNS, and not the BNS you're thinking of. Buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers, supply and demand. My God, it's common sense, right? Yeah. Look, there's a big buyer for 26,000. There's a big seller for 10,000. Who are you going to be more threatened? The buyer at 800 or the buyer at 26,000? Who are you going to be more threatened of? The seller at 800 or the seller of 10,000 and 5,000? You understand? It's all about following the orders. Now, let's put this all in perspective and have a little fun here. Looking at a stock right here. The stock went from 1860, right here, and it dropped and it went all the way down to 1760. Now, think about this for a second, everybody. Why would the stock stop at 1760? Why didn't it stop at 17? Why didn't it stop at 18? Why 1760? What would make you think out of any possible reason it stopped at 1760? Bucks has a lot of orders. There was buyers. There must have been buyers. And not only was there a buyer, fellow traders, there was a 332,000 share buyer out there, 13 orders. I mean, let's think about this a second. Oh, my friend told me to buy, Macy's at 1780. Yeah, great. You buy it at 1785. I'm going to wait till 1758. What? Well, why would you pick that number? I don't know, because maybe that's where the big buyer is. Why would I want to? Why, if it's such a great company, right? And which it probably is. I mean, we know Macy's, right? Why would I buy it here when I could buy it cheaper? Why don't I buy it where the buyers are? Why would I buy it before it gets there? Because that's the only reason why the stock went up. Let me explain something to you here at Cybertrade University. We do not teach you support and resistance. Okay? You cannot have a support level unless you have buyers. It's as simple as that. How many times have you seen a stock hit a support level and it broke right through it? And I don't understand. Mr. Fibonacci didn't say that. And then when my MACD came in and then my 200 moving average makes no sense. Well, I spent all this money, or I spent all these hours listening to this person tell me of how to use this. And meanwhile, it broke it. You ever wonder that? And wonder, how's that even possible? Well, it's very easy. Did you see was any buyers out there when it was there? He was probably there, 6 months ago or 3 months ago, even yesterday. It doesn't mean he's there today. You have to follow the money. Now, let's talk about resistance. You cannot have resistance unless you have sellers. So here you have an example looking at Intel. And Intel, you could see how the stock literally went from a price of $44, right? Went all the way up and stopped specifically at 50 in a matter of, I don't know, was that 15 minutes? Well, that's a pretty nice winner. Wow, $3 in about 15 minutes. Man, imagine I had 1,000 shares of that, 3,000. And you know what? If you didn't get out, you just threw away the 3,000. Well, how would you have known to get out at 50? Well, if you notice, there's a 200,000 share seller right here at $50.20. And there's another big seller right here at 50 for another 300,000. I mean, you got two huge orders sitting right here within 20 cents. No wonder why the stock came crashing down. What do you think's going to happen if you had literally 500,000 shares start nailing each one of these people on the bid, right? Oh, you want 4,000? That's great. We still got another 490,000 to go. 5,000 for you, 1,000, 2,000, 800, 13. If they whack the bid, this thing's going to go crashing down, which is exactly what it did. And how would you have known that? If you were able to see what was in the future and stop focusing on the past. Question, how did you figure out where the price would be at the 400-pound monster, a guy who was 300,000 shares, isn't around? Well, listen, the thing is this. I only follow where the money is. This is what I was trained. This is what Wall Street does. Okay. Listen, there's always someone out there that's going to be more successful than you. There's going to no matter how much money you make, there's always going to be somebody more richer than you and maybe 10 or 20 times richer than you. And the only reason why you got where you are today, is because you learn from somebody and you end up being there. Listen, my dad always taught me and said, listen, son, you hang out with troublemakers, you're going to be a troublemaker. You're like, but I'm not a troublemaker. It doesn't matter. You're guilty upon association. He goes, well, I don't want to be a troublemaker. I want to be successful. He goes, and hang out with successful people. And no matter how well they are, you learn from them. You don't have to kill it. All you care about, your kids do better than you at one point, like hopefully you're going to do with me. And that's how it all came about. So I just found people that were great traders. I was very fortunate and they taught me the ropes. And trust me, nothing has changed since the day I started in 1995 until now in 2021. It's the same exact data. The difference is tickets got cheaper. We got away from fractions. We went to decimals. Technology got faster. That's about it. Other than that, I don't know what all the hype is all about. Everyone makes things so complicated than what it really is. Let's move on and talk about something else. Let's have a little fun. Are you ready to have a little fun here? All right. I'm going to do a poll. Can you guys tell me, is this stock going up or going down? Tell me what you think. Up or down? My God, if you can't answer this question, you definitely better quit trading. I mean, really. By the way, this is the SPRT that we looked at, and actually when it was at 9, it actually went to 14. You saw from the previous chart. So I'm going to stop. Wow, I can't believe it. We actually got some people that said it's going to go down. So you know what? I'm going to share those results. Do you really? I'm just curious. What makes you think the stock is going down? I even just showed you the previous chart. I went to 14. What in the world do you think the stock is going down? The trend is your friend. Don't buck the trend, okay? So the stock is going up. Now, what would have driven that stock up? What would have made that stock go up? Buyers, right. That's what would have driven it up. Now, the game plan is this. Where do we sell it? Remember, how many times have you bought a stock like, damn, we're making money. This is awesome. We're doing great. But you got to have a game plan, right? You can't go in this trading blind. You got to know where to get out. Where do you get out? What do you need? What do you need? What is going to help you knowing where to sell it? Exactly. You got to see where the sellers are. Could a chart tell you that? No. You need to use level 3. Now we're going to pop over here. We're going to check this out. And you could see right here, there's a 60,000 share seller at $9.30. Look at all the sellers out here. 400, 100, 13. By the way, this is all the orders that are trading on the NASDAQ exchange. And all of a sudden you come to this guy with 60,000. You think I want to play games with that guy? Guess what? If you didn't get out where he got out, the stock went from $9.30 right back down to $9. Like that. Okay. Why? Because I don't know. You think this is going to be the next thing since sliced bread? Maybe it's I heard a good story about it. Whatever it may be. At the end of the day, it's following the money. All right. So, did I lose anybody yet? Is anyone lost? Everybody following along? Perfect. So what have we learned so far? Follow the money. What happens when an iceberg gets broken through? Now, we call iceberg orders because they're big block orders, all right? So what happens if an iceberg gets broken through? Let's look at something called time and sales. So anybody here use time and sales? Just out of curiosity. Anybody use time and sales? Okay, good. So time and sales, I'm actually what's called a tape reader. Okay, if you're going to read any of the old books that talk about tape readers, I'm actually one of them. I teach my students to be a tape reader. So basically what it is this tells us where the transactions are taking place. This is the confirmation from the exchange of every transaction that took place. So you could see right here, there's been a lot of transactions in green. Green means people on the offer are getting executed. Red means transactions going on the bid. You get a lot of reds, that means the stock's going down. You get a lot of greens, that means the stock's going up. Think about it. If you want to buy a stock, who you have to buy it from? A seller. Where the seller is located? On the ask. And the only reason why you buy it, because you want to buy it because you think it's going up. And if you're like everybody else out here, kind of explains why it's going higher. So, did icebergs get filled? That's what we're going to talk about. So here we have a stock right here of an order right here, a stock trading at 9:30. Okay. And you see how it went up to 9:30 and came right back down, right? And then it went up, and then finally after about 12 o'clock, it broke through 9:30. Right? Does everybody see that? And it ran from 9:30 and ran all the way up, and at the end of the day, it ran to 11:50. Now this is the stock that we just talked about, SPRT. That big seller we saw in the past on level 3, he actually got sold. Someone actually went out there and bought it from him. And when you have such a very big supply out there of orders and somebody actually buys it, well, why water? The stock literally went up because those 100 and 300 shares can make up that 60,000. And that's the reason why the stock ran from 9:30 to 11:50. So think about it, fellow traders. How many of you here are following and watching big orders getting executed? Anybody doing that now? Wow. Look at all the no's. Somebody says, wow, I really feel dumb. Listen, that's okay. I'm glad you're being honest with yourself, okay? But when you really think about it, it's not really that complicated, right? It's really not. It's really not. Well, we didn't get to talk about level 4. We're gonna talk. I'll bring it up in another moment or so. But when you see that, that's really gonna blow your socks off. So let me just bring one stock up here because they're trading one stock in the trading room, SLOV. By the way, I'm gonna invite all of you guys to come into this room right here. You could see it right here. They're actually trading this stock right here, CLOV. This thing just ran from like $8.70 to $9. It's a nice 30-cent move. You could see Grant's talking about it. Here's our instructors. I'm going to invite all you guys into this trading room. So anyway, let me just show you what happened here. This is level 4. This is a stock that they're looking at right here. See this red line right here? See this little red line? That was a 60,000 shares and another 20,000 shares right there. See us right here? That was a big seller. Guess what? The seller got done. That was about 148,000. When that seller got done, and this seller got done for another 44,000, the stock ran from 840 all the way to this resistance levels, which is obviously it was another big seller that was out there for a while. That seller just got done at 9, and guess what? Now it's going to the next one. Where's the next biggest seller? You got 190,000 share sellers been out here since 11 o'clock. So like it or not, that stock is going to 950. That's where the next resistance level is. And guess what? If it gets past him, there's the next biggest seller at $10 for 214,000. So you think about this for a second. How many of you here already know and have a game plan that you could see where the next resistance levels are out there and knowing and seeing if they're getting executed or not? NC says, wow, that's incredible. And listen, this is trading 101. You think this is great? Wait till you see when we actually trade these stocks. Listen, there's a reason why I've been doing this for 25 years, okay? And let me just tell you this, it's never too late to learn. So let me just talk about one other thing. If a stock breaks the support levels. See this 100,000 share buyer out here at 1290? Very similar to what I showed you before. See how the stock went from 1420 and came back down. It kind of held there for a while, and finally it broke through it. You see all the time in sales? Red, 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 red. 1290, 1290, 10,000, 3,000, 4,000, 4,000, that guy was getting executed. You know, and by the way, yes, that could happen. You know, who it could have been anybody. It could be a big hedge fund. It could be, you know, Warren Buffett. It could be anyone. And guess what? When that big order got done, that's an indication things in a tank. And sure it did. It went from 13 all the way down to 1180. Like that. You better follow the money, because if you're not, you'll be like these people that get caught holding the bag. So I missed the point. If there is so much selling, why is the stock not going down but up? Well, why would you want to sell a stock? Why would you want to sell a stock? Because you think it's going down, right? And guess what? If you sell it and everyone else is selling it, there's only X amount of buyers there that's going to support it. If you start selling to all those buyers, that buyer buys, okay, guys, I'm done. I bought what I bought. It's going to go to the next guy. It's going to go to the next. And if there's not a big order out there to support it, and there's not that much out there left, I'm the only one that teaches my traders that see that? Okay. There's a lot of big boys out there that see that too. Like, remember that picture I showed you, New York Stock Exchange? You don't want to get caught holding the bag. And that's what trading's all about. So, what did you guys learn so far? What did you guys learn? I have a question for everyone. What did you learn? Exactly. Got to follow the money. Follow the big boys. Indicators are a waste. Anything else? Look at iceberg orders. Not using the right charts, Michael. John says, I want level 4. Okay. So how many of you here would like to watch this live for a whole week? How many of you here would like someone to talk to on the phone that actually knows what he's talking about and could walk you through this and show you in detail? Peter, you're in. Donald, you're in. Heather, I mean, think about this for a second. How many of you guys registered and bought some program and nobody was there to pick up the phone? They only have a phone number. There was no one there to answer an email. They call back to you like 2-3 days later, or they send you these emails constantly just trying to sell you more and sell you more and sell you more and sell you more. Are you sick and tired of that? Okay. Well, guess what? Now it's time to say, listen, not that there is a, you know, that they're bad people or not. It's just that, listen, you do it right or you don't do it at all. I am looking for traders that I could train. Listen, why is Harvard still in business? If Harvard was so great, all those professors, why are they still teaching? Those guys own huge, you know, companies, and they're looking to recruit. Okay. So we're no different. That's why we've been around for so long. That's why we're endorsed by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. Companies like Tastyworks, Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim, Trace. You tell me one company, one school that is even close of being endorsed by any one of these companies. They're not. You know why? Because these companies do background checks on us. These companies go out there and they see our traders, how successful they are. These brokerage firms want you to be educated, because if you know what you're doing, you'll be a client theirs forever. They don't want you to blow up your account after, you know, 2-3 weeks. So the thing is this: if it's good for them, it's got to be good for you. And let me explain something to you. I know everyone's pretty smart out there. Go look up CyberTrade University. We got a 5-star rating on Google. We have 0 complaints on the Better Business Bureau. Okay. Why? And being in business for 25 years, out of all the people we taught, that's all, that nothing. Why? Because we have, you know, we have an invested interest in our traders. We do the right thing for our traders. And you know what? At the end of the day, you might say, you know what, Fausto? It's not for me, but I have to thank you, because you and your staff did such a great job walking me through everything that, you know, maybe I should stick what I'm doing. You know, I finally realized that it's not for me. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. But the only way you're going to know it is you have to come and see it live. But I think more of you are going to realize that this is something you want to do versus not do. So everyone here, I'm going to invite every one of you into my live trading room. This is the original trading room I started 25 years ago. You've seen trade rooms open up everywhere, but you're going to see the way we train our traders is quite flawless. We have a whole nice, simple portal page that's going to walk you in step by step. You're going to be able to talk to somebody on the phone. You're going to be able to have someone that's not going to try to sell you. We're going to teach you, because listen, my goal is this. I'm looking for people I could trade with. If you don't want to trade with me and can help me, I really don't need you, and you don't need me. But I can tell you one thing, you're not going to find 4,000 or 5,000 people in this room. First, I don't even know how people handle that. You want to be in a room with 4,000 or 5,000 people? Wow, it's impressive. A hell of a lot more impressive for me. Why is somebody have more people in the room than me? Because you know what? We don't teach everybody that wants to be in our room, believe it or not. Because then that means I get more scrutiny. Why would I want you in my room if they know you're not qualified, right? Oh, but I get the residual. We're not in the residual business. We're in the trading business. So this is what you're going to get in this 1 week in the trading room. We start trading around 7:30 in the morning, Eastern time. Now, if you're West Coast or whatever, don't worry about this. 2 really good times to trade. The first hour of the open and the last hour of the close. We do live auto commentary from 9:30 to 10:30 and from 3 to 4. And then we have our traders talk we do every Tuesday. You're going to get all this stuff, but the room is trading all day long. Okay. But this is what you're going to get from Monday to Friday. And from Sunday to Saturday, you're going to get a couple of videos, training videos you're going to get. Very important. You talk to education advisor, let him do a walkthrough with you. Let him explain it. Listen, we want you to have the best experience, but also to be very clear that when you come in here, you're not like a deer in the headlights, like most of you have done with other companies. So this is what I'm asking for. $9. What? That's it? $9 to come in a trading room for 1 week with Fausto and his instructor? That's it. $9. That's it. Why so cheap compared to everybody else? I'll tell you why. I'm not here to make money off you. I'm looking to recruit you. And the $9 tells me if you're a real person or not. I don't know if you're, a heckler. I don't know if you're someone that's trying to steal my ideas. I don't know. Listen, $9. You can't afford $9. I hate to say you really can't afford to trade. Cost me more money here. I don't know if you know, New York raised the minimum wage, $15 an hour. I lose money on this deal, but I'm going to make a fortune with you, because if you have it in you and you take the time to learn it, we're going to go to that next step. So this is what you're going to get. Once again, you're going to get the trading room for a week. It's going to run from Monday to Friday. You're going to get a live trading room with me. You're also going to get a Q&A work session. It's a $140 value. You're going to get 3 pro workshops, $599. Traders Talk videos. And as a bonus, first 20 people that register are going to get a free coaching class with me. Could you imagine talking to me on the phone? Like, people I had one guy email me the other day. He goes, man, I can't believe, Fausto, you have the time to go out there and do these free webinars. You really must be that bad of a trader. No, I'm not actually that good. I'm always looking to recruit traders, okay? And my goal is for you to teach other people. I love helping people, okay? So if you're looking to be someone that's going to, take you by the horns and tell you how to do it the right way, if you like what I showed you of how to follow the money, then go out there, take the $9, and guess what? After a week, if you don't care, I'll give you $9 back. I don't need your $9, okay? Believe me. But if you want to prove to say who you are, here's your chance. Lauren says, I'm in. Karen says, I'm in. Ton says, I'm in. So go out there and do it. Now, I have a couple of more minutes to answer a couple of questions. Everybody has any questions? I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to read off a couple of people that just registered. Michael from Chicago, I just got your registration. I see you guys just registering right now. Who we got here? You started coming in right now. Jeff M from Arizona, just got your registration. Lance from California, just got your registration. Now, guys, very important. When you fill out this registration page, the second page is going to be a questionnaire. It's very important that you let us know Have you ever taken training before? Who your broker is, how much you have. It'll help us kind of, when we do the walkthrough with you, to kind of, at least we know a little bit about you. So when you get in the trading room, we know how to veer you to what to see versus what not to see. Very, very important to do that. Dana has a good question. What is the minimum amount of, you need to trade with? Listen, Dana, forget about how much money you need. You know how much money you need? $9. Okay, that's it. Don't worry about anyone what else they told you. You need $9. That's it. $9. That's it. What are the dates? Jim, honestly, I would start tomorrow. Listen, it's fresh in your mind. The best months to trade are September, October, and November. So you're getting into the best time of the year to start trading. So go out there, jump in it. If you can't start tomorrow, when you talk to education advisor, if you want to start on Monday, whatever day, but go out there, and you can't activate your getting into the trading room until you talk to the education advisor. They got to make sure you know what, because you know what? We don't want you to go in the room. You're going to be like, I don't know what they're talking about, or I don't hear anything, or my speakers don't work. Let us do the support for you. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it be nice you finally could talk to somebody on the phone that could support you and to have an invested interest in you than someone just going out there and just pushing something off on you and sell you a, whatever they're looking to get, another crystal ball platform. I'll be the one I can see the screen clearly. Yeah, and that's another thing, Monty. A lot of people are like, I can't see the screen. I mean, it's too small. That's the customer service that you're going to get. Listen, I'm very big when it comes to customer service. Very, very big. My staff is too. We want you to know that we never had anybody who said you weren't there and walked us through it. At least let's show you how to follow these big orders. Yes, just click on the link just above. That's it. 6 spots are going. Bought the deal through Tom with DTI. Well, Tom's a very good friend of mine. We love Tom Busby, and DTI does a great job. But the big thing is this: first of all, great traders surround themselves with great traders. Tom Sosnoff is a good friend of mine. All these big traders, and we all have we kind of all trade the same because we were floor traders. We just found a different way of different markets. And by the way, you might do something like, let's say, Forex, right? Some people are like, oh, but I spent all this money on Forex. Listen, if you don't get it after 2-3 months, I think it's time to change. All right. But you know what? I like it. Listen, it's not what you like. If it's not working, it's like hiring an employee, right? You hire an employee, you hire him for 3 months. He's not getting it. You think you still want to keep paying him? Can't do that. That's the way you got to look at it. A couple of shout outs really quick. Peter L. just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else we got here? Jeffrey M. Another Jeffrey M. Just got your registration. Grace Liddy just got your registration. Jim Norhouse just got your registration. We're almost done here. Kevin Deloch just got your registration. Just show you right here, you guys, if you don't believe me. Here's all these trades. Can't see, just see their names. Todd, Andy, Sean, these are all the trade registrations coming in. Just showing you that. And by the way, if we go over the 20, I know we had over 200 people in here. Listen, if you can't get a hold of me, at least you're going to definitely talk to an instructor. Don't worry about it. Someone you're going to talk to an education advisor and an instructor to answer your questions. All right. Any other questions? Well, a couple of more people are coming in. Michael Brown, we just got your registration. Andrew S. got your registration. By the way, if you guys have taken courses with anyone, I like Nancy, as you just told me you took a class with Market Gauge, just let us know. If you took classes with somebody, let us know who you did, because that would also, we know pretty much almost 90% of schools out there. We'll just know the style that they taught you. So when we get you in the trading room, at least we can kind of explain the different philosophies, what you've been taught, and maybe how you can still implement it, and what we can teach you. So if you can go out there, make sure you fill that out perfectly. Like Heather Michaels, I just got your registration. You took education, but you didn't tell me who you took it with. All right. Same thing with you, Corey. By the way, one person just told me, I'm embarrassed to even say, Please, I get it. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Listen, look at us being your doctor, right? If something's wrong with you and you don't tell us, how are we going to help you? You understand? You can't be scared to go out there and not say that. Well, PD, thank you very much for sharing that. You know, and I'm glad you enjoyed the presentation. I'm glad that you looked at the reviews and something like that. But listen, sometimes, you know, I always tell everybody this, because some people always tell me like, oh, I spent so much money with this person. And listen, the good thing is you wouldn't have probably found us if you didn't take someone else. You know, yeah, you ever heard of something, you get a second opinion? You know what I mean? You don't go with the first opinion, but you still got to pay somebody to do it. But at least you went out there, you made that investment. You know what I mean? And for some of you, you know, that are new, that are starting out, you got to start somewhere. You can't go out there and think you're going to do this by going out there and like, oh, let me try it. You know what I can't stand? People say, well, let me try it. If I like it, then I'll learn how to do it. Like, kind of like, it's like saying, let me learn how to drive a car, and then when I learn how to drive it, then I'll go buy one. You know, then I'll take driver's ed. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. How to register, telephone number. We just posted a telephone. Honestly, the fastest thing to do is just do it online. Just do it online. PD, regarding about that, call us up. Give me a number. I'll talk to you on the phone. I really don't know. You know, I'll be happy to answer that question for you. Any other questions? Rick N, we got your registration. Thank you very much. Who else we got? Pearl G, got your registration. Thank you very much. Rochelle Ken just got your registration. Bill Hart. There we go. All right, everybody. So I got to get ready. The market's going to close. Okay, I want to get back to my traders and talk about, I want to watch that stock right there. I'm watching this Clove. You can see it right here, that seller right here just got executed at $9. I'm watching at $9.50 right here, and at $10. 200,000 share seller. That's a pretty big seller right there. We're looking forward to that. So anyway, thanks guys for listening. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to play a quick little video while you're watching. We're going to play the video that I showed you right here about me on the NASDAQ Center talking about NASDAQ Total View. So the education is going to continue. So as you guys are registering, we'll take it further from there. Thanks guys for watching. Be safe. See you all in the trading room.
Welcome back to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Back with us at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder of Cyber Trading University. We're going to run through how to use NASDAQ Total View, how traders use this platform, and also run through a number of stocks that have certainly been moving the tape over the past couple of weeks. Fausto, as always, great to have you back with me at Market Site. Let's run through what Total View is and how traders are using it.
Absolutely, Jill. So basically what we got right here is we're looking at a stock right here showing you how Total View works. Now, I've been using Total View since the day it ever came out. And the thing that you have to be careful when using Total View is more or less how to set it up. So if you notice, I have three very important columns. Now, let me just explain a little bit more what Total View is. First of all, this is a full depth of book. This gives you 20 times more data than Level 2 does. Level 2 to me has personally been out of business since the 90s. So Total View is the way you're supposed to look at it. It basically shows you every single quote at every single price level. And the big thing about it, people always look at it and want to know, how do you see pre-market, aftermarket? And this is where you get the total view of all the trades. Now, basically what you're looking at, regarding about all the data that you're getting, you're seeing all the full book of orders. You have basically, I aggregate the orders. So you can see right here, there's like 8 orders, 7 orders, 4 orders. This is the sellers and these are the buyers. So you basically could see who's looking to buy for the most, who wants to buy for the least. So now you're just basically seeing everything that's out there, all the buyers, all the sellers, which once again, how do things go up? Supply and demand, and now you're getting to see it in total view.
All right, let's go to our next chart here where we're looking at buyers, which of course is support on AMD. And again, AMD, one of the most widely traded stocks on the NASDAQ 100 that's always within the top 5 when it comes to volume and order flow. And the question was, how much lower can it go? Well, it looks like if you take a look at total
exactly.
view, it
Well,
gives you that example.
the big thing is here, Jill, is that people realize, like, okay, when's a good time to buy it? And everybody likes to look at a chart, but nobody realizes, well, what makes a support level on a chart? It's buyers. So how do you justify that? The problem with a chart, it's the past. It's not the future. This is basically looking at the orders of the future. So to kind of justify it, that looks like a support level. It's hovering right around 39.50. If you look down here at the buyers and you work your way down, and then bam, then you see, oh my God, what the hell is that? Is a 50,000 share buyer at 39.47? Definitely explains to you why that there's a support level, and that's why it goes from 39.50 all the way to 40.10.
All right, let's go to the flip side, sellers, which of course is resistance with Apple. And again, there's that question, how much higher can Apple go? And if I take a look at total view on our next slide here. All right, there we go.
So everybody wants to know, okay, how do I understand how to trade Apple? Listen, you could apply this to any stock, okay? So we're looking at Apple right here, and even Apple has that resistance level. So here you're looking at all these different orders, 2, 5, 10, how many shares are looking to be bought, at what price. But the big thing is, when you're looking over here and you work your way down, 265, 34,000 shares, definitely explains to you why the stock literally went from 263 all the way up to just right above 265 and right back down. Remember, to be a good day trader, what we usually look for, we look for support and resistance, and we look for buyers and sellers. And when you're looking over here, the only way to explain it, even with Apple, you can even see it.
All right, and just to recap here for everyone watching, if we click through one time, we'll see the arrow pop up of where the most volume was, and we click through again, it's also going to show you another arrow where we have resistance right up there. Moving along to Roku. Why is Roku trending down? Well, obviously, people are selling, so if we take next arrow, we'll see exactly where that level is, and then we'll slide to our next chart, and we'll take a look at total
So
view.
what happens when you have a 128,000 share buyer in Roku? So everybody's like, okay, like you're looking at it and say, oh, well, these are 200 shares, 300 shares. But then when you work all the way down there, if you do the math, there are 35 different orders out there that make up 128,000 shares. So in theory, what would you call that? That's called a demand. What does that make? A supply on a chart? That usually helps to trend it back up.
All right, we'll take some more of a look on Roku. Going to our next chart over here. All right, and there we go. Now we have all of our hours in place
And
here.
then you can see how Roku just hit the bottom and just shot right back up all the way to 159.50.
All right, advance one more time. We'll show that arrow. And then going to our next chart, Disney. Can't stop talking about the House of Mouse.
Disney's doing great. I love Disney. You know, I feel like Disney's going to be probably the next thorn of Netflix. So anyway, making new highs. What would the chart basically tell you here? So what would you think? Most people are like, oh, the stock's going up, right? Trend's going up, great looking stock. Well, the question everyone always asks, when do I get out? When is resistance levels? When do I take a profit? So the only thing that makes that is sellers. You can't see that on a chart, but when you go to total view, which you go to the next slide.
Right. Yep, if we go to our next slide here, total view is telling us that story. We could click through one more time. We'll show that arrow. There we go.
Boom, there it is. You see a big seller right there, sitting at 149 for over 59,000 shares, and you can see it right here. The stock hit that resistance level and came right back down to 148. And if you do the math, as a trader, especially specifically as a day trader, when you're looking at this, you're like, you know, that's a nice little profit from 148 to 149.50. But how do you salvage profits? By knowing where the sellers are at all times.
All right, let's go along to our next chart because we hear this all the time. There's fake orders out there. There's
I hear it all the time, Jill. So people tell me all the time, how do you know these are real orders, okay? First of all, I tell my students, I say, listen, you want how real it is? You come to my trading room, I'll find that guy, and let's see if you execute, and you tell me how fake it is. All right, so they're all real. Now, can somebody cancel an order? Absolutely. There's this other window that you're supposed to be trading with the book viewer, which is called the time and sales. A lot of people neglect the time and sales window because those are the confirmations of the transactions that take place. So Could anyone change their mind and cancel it? Cancel? Of course they could. They could. Anyone. You could do it. I could do it. Anyone could do it. But how do you know that someone got really executed? Well, that's where the time in sales is, and that's called tape reading. That's what most day traders are. We're really tape readers. So how do we justify it? By following that time in sales window.
All right, let's go to our last chart here. Again, looking at Apple for time in sales.
So once again, you're looking at the stock and you want to kind of justify, how do you know the stock is going up? How do you know that seller got done? Remember, we saw a big seller out there. Well, look over here. Look at all the transactions. Boom, 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 boom. And that's why the stock, Apple just literally just took off and went from 264 to 260. Because people always asking, well, how do you know that seller's going to get done? How do you know he's not getting executed? You have to look at those orders, just like over here. If you see right here on the sell side, though, here's a big seller out there for 34,000. That's why it backed off over there. And look at all the transactions. Purple, red, actually it's called purple lightning, bleeding. Not too many greens. Yeah. And that gives you indication that stock's going lower and that guy's actually getting executed.
All right. Well, I suspect next time you're here for our next segment on Total View, we'll be talking about some of the retail stocks as we're going through holiday 2019. Some of the questions: when does it make sense to buy the department stores, and when do you start to sell out in the discounters and the online retailers?
No problem.
All right, Fausto, as always, thanks so much for joining us at
Thanks
Market Site.
me.
And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.